Hi, good morning students. Welcome back for session 2, overview of computer, chapter number 1. So in previous session, we discussed some operations of the computer, usually mainly 4 operations we discussed: input, process, memory and output. All these operations we discussed in the previous session. In this session, dear students, we are going to learn about some characteristics of the computer. See how we have some characteristics individually. So like that, each and every computer also having its own characteristics. Based on their characteristics, we are analyze the computers, whether the computer is slow, fast, or is it a cost effectiveness, is it a speed, is it a worthy. Like that, we will classify the computer based on their characteristics. One thing I want to clear you, dear students, for the examination purpose, they may ask individual characteristics by for 1 mark also for the definition, and even they will ask a question for the 5 marks also to explain the characteristics of the computer like that. So better we have mainly 8 characteristics of the computer. So remember the numbers, 8 characteristics we have. Each and every characteristics has its own meaning. Now I will explain one by one with its meaning. Okay. So if I coming to the first characteristics of the computer, that is speed. See, each and every devices, each and every, for example, vehicles, and also whatever the machineries, whatever we have, each and every devices has its own speed. So measuring unit is different for the different devices, but speed is a compulsory how much the device will be working for 1 second or 1 hour or 1 minute. Like that we will classify. Like that we have a characteristic for the computer also, that is speed. See, per 1 second, how much speed this computer will work, that should be the speed of the computer. So we have one unit to calculate the speed of the computer, that is what we call as gigahertz, GHz. Remember, gigahertz is the unit to calculate the speed of the computer. Means that should be a processor speed, and also that will be called as clock speed. Clock speed. Based on this unit, we are having a chance to calculate the speed of the computer. Then they may ask one more question like that. Which is the unit to calculate the speed of the computer? Gigahertz is a unit to calculate the speed of the computer. And what is clock speed? They may ask for one more question. Clock speed is in a per 1 second computer will computer will run for 1 second, how much in speed. So that is what we call as the area, the clock speed. Based on that clock speed only, how much speed that processors are there nowadays. That like that we will classify the computer whether the computer is slow or fast. For example, nowadays we have 3.73 gigahertz. This is one example I am telling. Like that, each and every computer has its own speed. That should be the first characteristic of the computer. Then, if I coming to the second characteristic, very interesting characteristic, that is memory. See, dear students, if computer is this much popularized, means because of the memory. Because in if I coming to the evolutions of the computer, before computer we have so many calculating devices like your calculators and also some other instruments we are using for the calculations, but no one device having a capacity to store the results or store the inputs. But the only one device which is having a calculation operation. Along with this calculation, it will support for the memory. So that's why the computer is that much popularized among all the evolutions of the devices. The computer will become very famous because of the characteristic, that is memory. So nowadays, you dear students, you know, if we have any electronic device, means a must and should we need a memory, because that needs to store the data, that needs to store the what we call the operations that we want to store, and also what are the inputs we given to the device. All these things we need to store. That's why memory is a must and should unit for each and every electronic devices. Not only for the computer, if you are having a mobile, in mobile also we have a memory, right or not? With the help of the memory only, you have a chance to store the data, whether that is a multimedia or any data, or if you have a chance to store any application or any user files. If you want to store, means you need a memory. In the computer, we have options, that is ROM and RAM. We have two categories in the primary memory. So through that RAM and ROM, we have a chance to store the data. Mainly the computer will have a storage capacity. This is the meaning of this particular characteristics, dear student. Computer having the characteristics of the memory means it having a storage capacity through RAM and ROM. Then we have in next classes we discuss about how the memories will be stored in some other units, secondary storage or some other extra devices. If we will discuss later regarding that memory. But now just you remember, computer having a storage capacity with the help of memory unit. Then with the next memory, after that storage, nothing but as the same operations. Memory, we have so many options in either a primary or a secondary, like that. Like that, even the storage also, we have a primary storage, secondary storage. With the some devices, we have a chance to store the data. So that is what we called as storage characteristic of the computer. Computer will support for not only operations but also storage. So this is also a third characteristics of the computer. Then accuracy. Accuracy means, see, to explain the accuracy, I will give one example. If you have a calculator, assume, if you have a calculator, you will give an inputs like this, 2 plus 4. Then in your calculator display, the result will be shown by 6, correct? 2 plus 4, that is equals to 6. See how much time it will take to give the results. Calculate. So how much time the device will give the result for the inputs, 2 plus 4. Maximum fraction of second that calculator will give a result to you. But like that, computer also having a particular operation time, within a time that gives the exact result. See, if the result is correct and within the exact time, that means that the device is accurate. That device having accuracy. Accuracy means exact result within a maximum, within a limited time, what we will give for the process. So this is what we call as accuracy. For the same calculator, that same 2 plus 4, but it will take a much more time to give the result. Like it will take 2 minutes to give the just exact result of 6. Then that calculator is not accurate because it will take more time. Correct? It will take more time. That's why if any device will give the exact result within a given time, means that device is what we call as accurate device. So accuracy means exact given. The computer will give the exact results within a time. So that is what we call as accuracy. And coming to the fifth characteristic, versatility. Versatility. So this particular characteristic means computer will respond to the user at any time, at any moment. It will respond means that nature is what we call as versatility. Versatility means computer, for that computer there is no restrictions. If any user will give any inputs to any moment or any time, if that computer will accept the inputs and produces the exact result at any time, then that system having a characteristic that is versatility. Means for the giving of the results there is no restrictions. So that is what we call as versatility. Without any time limitation, without any procedure, it will accept any input at any moment and gives the exact result, means that is what we call as versatility. And coming to the sixth characteristics of the computer, automation. Automation means automatic. See, again I will consider the same example. 2 plus 4, if you are given the inputs in the calculator, after that you no need to enter any key, if you just enter equals or plus symbol, automatically that will give the results. Means inside the process, after given the inputs, the computer will makes the process automatically. 2 plus 4 means that is equals to 6. Computer makes the process automatically after given the inputs to the computer, then it will give the result. So that is what we call as automation. Automation means automatically that will makes the process and gives the exact result. So that is what we call as automation. Then diligence. See, diligence means, so if any computer, which having a characteristics of without any human tiredness, like how if we did any lot of work at the evening, we will get some tiredness, right? Means we will lose our energy and we will simply we will take a rest like that. Correct or not? Like that, computer will never ask a rest. That is tireless machine. Tireless machine. For the computer, there is no tire because that is a machine. Which user uses that machine, he may tire, but the machine will not get the tire. So that nature is what we call as diligence, because that is a machinery that will not go to the tiredness, and even the machine will not take any rest for the work completion of the work. That's what we will call as diligence, because that is a machinery. And cost effectiveness, final characteristics of the computer, that is cost effectiveness. In this particular characteristics, we will concluding by using the computer, we have a chance to reduce the usage of the paper. So in the previous session, I explained this, how digitalization nowadays is coming. With the help of the digitalization, how the environmental changes are going because of the computer. All these things we discussed in the previous session. But cost effectiveness, with the help of the computer, yes, we have a chance to reducing of the paper. If we are using less paper means that cost is also less. That's why by using the computer, very clearly I will tell you, with the help of the computer, for the human beings, cost means economy, amount is also reduces to the user. So that is what we call as cost effectiveness. These 8 characteristics you should write individually and its meaning. Then you will get for the 5 marks. Speed, you should mention the unit and also processor clock speed, and also memory. Computer will accept the memory either temporary or permanent with the RAM and ROM. Storage, it have a primary storage and secondary storage. Accuracy, it will give the exact result within a time. And versatility, which will accept any input at any moment, then the computer will give the exact result. Then automation, after given the input to the users, computers will make the process automatically. And diligence, a computer will not get tired for the continuous work. That nature is what we call as diligence. And also cost effectiveness means by using the computer for the human being, cost is reduced because of less paper usage. So this is what we call as characteristics of the computer. In the next part, we are going to explain about some evolutions and some process of softwares. So these are all the things we will discuss. See, after the characteristics of the computer, if we are coming to the two major components of the computer, that is data and information. So computer having a chance to store the data, as I said, the characteristics of the computer. So here we have to learn about these two very important concepts for the computer, that is data and information. About this topic also they may ask for 1 mark questions, define data or define information, or combining these two topics with for 3 marks, mention with examples data and information definition with example, like that they may ask. So data means it is a collection of raw facts, figures and statistical data or statistics. Data means it is a collection of raw facts, figures and statistics. What do you mean by raw facts? Raw facts means unprocessed, that is in the form of raw. Raw means without any process, how the data is there, the same data if it is appear like that means that is raw. That means for that kinds of the data there is no process. So this is what we call as raw data. That's why the definition is telling data is a collection of raw facts, figures, numbers or statistics. Better I will give one example. With the help of that example you may get idea about what is data. See, for the example of data I am writing one name, that is Raju, one name, comma 16. See, in this example you are getting the two different datas. So the first data is Raju. And the second data is that is in a figure, that's number, that is 16, 1, 6. What is this one? Yes, we don't know that. Simply that data is there and along with that type of that whatever the numbers is there. This is what we call as raw fact. This is unprocessed data. Unprocessed data. To opposite to the data, the next concept is what we call as information. Information. See, by the definition, it is a computer processed data. Very important. Processed data. This is unprocessed data. Which one? The data. Okay, raw facts. Then, if the same data converts into the information means, then that will becomes processed data. That will becomes processed data. Processed data means which having a particular meaning, which will conveys the meaning. Now I will give the example for the information. With the help of that information, example information, you may classify what is data and what is information. The same example I will write. See here, name Raju, okay, and age, that is 60. Now you check. This is also normal data also containing these two particular components, Raju and 16. But for the coming to the second concept, information, here what is Raju? Raju is a name. What is 16? 16 is age. So this is what we call as information. This is what we call as data. So dear students, now you will get one meaning, what is data and what is information. See here, components are both in that examples, the components are present. But when we are coming to the information, we have a chance to process the data which conveys the meaning. We will get the meaning of Raju. What is Raju? Raju is a name. And what is 16? 16 is in his age. So this is what we call as data and information. Computers will accept both. That will accept the raw data as well as the processed data. We have a chance to process the data with the help of some softwares. Later we'll discuss how to process the data and all these things. But you just remember, data means it's a collection of raw facts. How the data is there, just present like that. Then information means the same data makes it into process that will convey its meaning. So this is what we call as data and information. Very important concept for the computer overview. Then after this, we are going to learn about some types of the softwares. What are all the types of the softwares we are using in the computer. So software and hardware will be the next concept in the overview of computer. See, if any computer wants to run, these both properties are very important. See, for a human being, how we have a physical appearance with our hands, okay, leg, body, structure, all these things, which will be a physically appearance. And inside our body, we have a brain, we have a memory, we have a chance to interact with the processings, with what are all the chances, we have a chances for the interactions, we have a knowledge about for thinking, means we have, these are all some visual and unvisual, means that is physical and that will be behind that physical, that is like a invisible things are made up of this body, right? With the combination of all these parts, what the body will, how the body will work, you know that. Like that, computer also having its own properties. That is software and hardware. Initially, if I want to tell you that definition of the software and hardware means, software means it is a particular part of the computer which is invisible thing. For the software, we have a chance to just feel. We doesn't have a chance to touch. That is not a physical component. Just we are able to feel that. Yes, we have a chance to feel, but physically we are unable to touch that particular software. So that is what we call as software. If the same example, if I want to explain with human body means, software means inside our brain we have a thinking capacity, we have a memory, like that. So visually, physically, that will be not visible to the common people, but that operation is there, right or not? So inside our brain, that property is there. Like that, computer also having a software, that means that is not physically appeared, but we have a chance to feel. That is inside a component. So that is what we call as software. And hardware means it is an opposite to that software. It is a physical component. Yes, we have a chance to touch and feel. We have a chance to touch and feel. Examples. For the human body, yes, physical device, hand, we have a chance to touch and feel. And we have a chance to touch and feel my head, leg, all these things. Like that in computer, yes, we have a chance to touch and feel the monitor. We have a chance to touch and feel the keyboard, mouse, speaker, monitors, CPU, UPS. What are all the components we have to be able to see all the devices that are hardwares, because these physical devices having a chance to touch and feel. So that is what we call as hardware. But in the software, we have the two types of the softwares we have, that are, the one is system software, and second one is application software. System software and second one is application software. What is meant by system software and application software? Just the two definitions. System software means inbuilt. At the time of purchasing of the computer already having a software, that type of the software is what we call as system software. Better I will give an example for mobile. See, when you are purchased a mobile, that time if you switch on the mobile, automatically the mobile will on and some inside that particular mobile that will be operated with the operating system and contains of list of the software already inbuilt softwares, right? So when you are on the computer or when you are on the mobile, already some software is installed. That is system software, inbuilt software, core software, basic software. With the help of that only, either a computer or a mobile will work properly. That is inbuilt software. Example for the system software, that is operating systems. Any operating system. For the computer, it may be a Windows. Okay, it may be a Windows. In Windows, we have the versions, that is Windows 7, Windows 10, like that. If we are coming to the mobile, we have an operating system of Android, or if you have a mobile like Apple company, that operating system is Mac. And if you have a Nokia company mobile, that is operating system again Windows. Like that, all these are operating systems, whether that is for the computer or for mobile. But that is inbuilt. In Android also we are having so many versions. Every year upgradations of the operating system through the Android. Now we have, that is a P or Q versions we are using in the Android mobiles. So that is what we call as operating system, the inbuilt software. And if I come into the application software, so this is a software user will install after purchasing a computer or after purchasing a mobile. If user wants some software, means for example, after purchasing a mobile, some users will install WhatsApp, some user will install Word, some user will install Facebook. Based on the user requirement, if the user will install some other third party applications for the mobile, and like that we have application softwares for the computers also. After purchasing a computer, that computer we will install some MS Office for the computer, MS Office, right? And also we will install some to multimedia viewing video player, that is video players. Okay, now this so many examples of softwares we have a chance to install. MS Office and Windows, WinRAR, a particular unzip files softwares. Like that we have so many softwares for the computer as well as for the mobiles also. In mobiles also we will install some softwares after purchasing a mobile. After purchasing mobile we will install WhatsApp, right? And Facebook, and also a very important applications like contacts. So all these applications we will install later by the user requirement. So that kinds of the softwares are what we call as application software. The very clear difference for the system software and the application software. System software is an inbuilt software. At the time of, during the time of the purchase, the system is already coming up with one software. That type of the software is what we call as operating system, OS. Remember, In OS for the computer, we have so many category: Windows, Unix, Linux, like that. And for the like same operating system for the mobile, we have Android, Mac, and also Windows, etc. And like application software, after purchasing of the computer, if based on the user requirements, if he installed extra softwares to the computer or to the mobile, that types of the softwares are called as application softwares. So this is about softwares, and also as I said earlier, what's the definition of the hardware? Hardware is a physical component. Hardware, okay, these two are the software, and for the hardware is a physical component. There is a physical component that will be visible to the human eye. Example, for the computer: keyboard, mouse, monitor. What are the devices attached to the computer, physically able to touch and feel? That types of the devices are what we call as hardware. So computer means the combination. Computer means that combination of both hardware as well as software. That is what we call as computer. Software means there is invisible thing, but we have a chance to feel. Right? Like the hardware is a physical component. We have a chance to touch and feel. After this, we are going to one more very important component of the computer. That are four major components of the computer. That is input, storage, memory, and output. So